Yo, what's up guys? Chase the Bro here, and welcome back to another Dark Souls 3 DLC weapon showcase. Today we're going to be talking about the Ring Knight paired Greatswords, which is one of the weapons from the DLC that interests me most. Ever since I played Dark Souls 2 and they introduced the ability to power stance, dual-wielding Greatswords has been the most badass weapon to me. They are just as versatile, if not more, than every other dual-wielding weapon in the game right now, and they cause a huge amount of damage. Now, the moveset is not something you'd expect from a dual-wielding weapon. The L1 isn't a double slash attack, it's actually a charge attack that has an amazing amount of hyper armor. And in my opinion, it's honestly the best start to all the combos for this weapon. When you correctly land an L1 and you stagger your opponent, you're able to connect it into a second L1. And from that point, whatever you do is really up to you because there's no true combo after that. But it does scare your opponent, and usually they rush away, so you can charge them with the weapon art, and sometimes you'll get lucky and land it. Now I know what you guys are thinking, this is a fire sword, so it must scale with intellect and faith. Well, you're right and you're wrong. It somewhat scales with intellect and faith. At +5 it has an E scaling in both, so to use this weapon you really don't have to have any intellect or faith. It has a 0 requirement for both, so if you want to just be a straight up quality build, this weapon will work perfectly well for that. And because you don't have to waste any points in faith or intellect, you can use the rest of your spare points just to go towards health and stamina. That way you can swing these things like mad and just destroy everything in your path. From a PvP point of view, these weapons are great at fighting multiple enemies. Because they're great swords, your regular R1 slash will cover a wide range of area when you attack, and the weapon arts themselves stagger enemies just as you're charging with it. So if you're fighting in a 3v1 situation or a 2v1 situation, using the weapon art is a great choice because if you manage to touch any of them with it, it will stun them and you're able to connect it to the second part. And it's because of that that I feel these weapons are great for gank spanks and they're just all around great for invading. As for 1v1 situations, this thing is truly amazing as well because if you're able to connect the L1 and follow it up with the second hit, sometimes you're lucky enough to get the third hit and that's all it takes to finish off the enemy. The running attack is also great for roll spams because it has a lagged startup, so it often catches them right as they're finishing the roll. And overall, these things are just amazing, guys. They combo well, they do heavy damage, and they're just OP. As for the location of the weapon, you're going to want to load it at the ringed inner wall, and you're going to want to take this lift down. And now for those of you who do not know, there's an archway on the left that you can roll through, and it brings you to the skylight, which leads to the Chloranthy Ring +3 if you haven't happened to grab it yet. There it is. Now just make your way outside and you'll see a knight with the weapons that you want. Take them out and there's your weapons. Now as for the stats of the weapon themselves, guys, I have a quality build and at 40-36 they do a total damage of 569, well physical damage, and then 20 fire. So it's 589 damage overall, which is pretty decent I think for a dual wield weapon. Now because it has 0 requirements for faith and intellect and scales pathetically off both, I don't advise having any points invested into those if you're looking to make a build with these weapons. So I'd say these swords are mostly suited towards a quality build, seeing as they mostly do physical damage and they don't scale with faith or intellect. But yeah, that's pretty much it stat wise for the swords, guys. As you can see, it scales well with strength and dex, and that's all there really is to them. I just really like their fighting style and their weapon art. It's amazing. And let's not forget the fashion souls, guys. They look pretty badass. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Dark Souls 3 content. And if you're subscribed, make sure you ring that bell. That way you get notified when I upload videos, man. There's going to be a lot on the way with this new DLC.